What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday. It's the first Thursday of the month. Haven't done this in a while. But we're going to do some work on the layout today. As long as no trains get in the way, I'm sure we'll be okay. But I'm sure it'll be an issue. We'll get started real soon. We'll just want to fire it up. Everybody got their notifications and whatnot. We'll see some quick hellos as well. Alrighty, so we're just going to go back for a second here. Alright, so we've got Dennis and Trackside Mike and Wigwag and Eminem. How's it going, guys? DK, Dwight Curley, how's it going? And James from Dundas Junction Model Railroad. And Angela Crawford and Mr. Brian Ferguson. How's it going? More and more people are showing up. Roger Coleman, how's it going? All right. And Brad's Trains. Brad said that he liked my shelves so much that he made a bunch. Thanks for the inspiration. Well, that's awesome that you made some. I do little things like that, little projects, little side things, just to kind of, get away from the layout every once in a while. But it's great that I was able to help you out and inspire you to do something as neat and, they're not very expensive. So they're inexpensive shelves as well, which is great. Starburst and Monster. Breakfast of Champions. I found these in my kid's bucket. And Maynard's. Swedish berries. I would have preferred if they were the fuzzy peaches, but, beggars can't be choosers, right? You just, have at it. Now, this is supposed to be Tim's week. At Tim, they make it like that. But he's busy tonight, so he very generously asked to switch. So he's going to go next week. And he's also in the chat, too. So, hey, Tim. And John. Thanks for joining us, John. Alrighty. Mike found more of that micro track. Oh, neat. Thank you. I already put some of it to good use. I haven't glued it down or anything yet, but I do have it sitting there holding my trains in place. And it's very, very effective. But once I get around to doing it, and I'll have the track actually glued down at some point. So, all right. So now that the gang is all here, because usually I like to start a little bit early, let everybody come in and say hey and whatnot. I hope everybody is doing well. almost Friday, everybody. So Friday is an important day for a lot of people. So. Yeah, no worries, Tim. Anytime. Well, almost. As long as it's Thursday, right? So. Now you'll notice, because you're looking at the top of the layout right now, I've cleared off a lot of stuff. My entire ethanol plant was up there. So I took it all off because I'm going to start filling it in and adding all the important stuff, like, raising the land and whatnot. And track work. We've got Bob031, and he's kind of working out a couple of ideas of how I can do the track work for up there and fit all the buildings and whatnot, and so that'll be very fun. Now, also what you're looking at here, hey CP368 and Rail Artist, welcome, and Ronald. I'm not sure if I said hello to you, but if I did not, hello, Ronald. We're also looking at this area here. This is my paper mill area. And if I move this, because you don't need to look at that, that's just one of my cameras. We did some work here a couple of weeks ago, I think. Something like that. And I had put the concrete down, and then I had painted these sections. And then I came back and I put ballast in here, and there's like a little bit of ballast here. And it goes maybe about halfway down, halfway behind this this building right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue the ballast down a little bit, and then I'm going to lock everything down. I also did this ballast here, which is great. And this is already locked down going around this main line here. And I did some grass, but I want to make it static grass. So I'm going to do some of that today as well. A little bit of everything. Today's a busy day. So we're going to do some of that as well. Yeah. Basically. So I hope you enjoyed doing scenery as much as I do. Because I love doing scenery. So this is my bread and butter here. This is what I love to do. So whenever I have to do it, I go live with it. I also have these little bumpers here. They're already glued into place. I had to paint them because they come almost in that rusty color. And I primed them. I think it was like a white or off-white color. And then I had to hand brush them yellow because yellow is a terrible color to try to paint with like right off the bat. You have to do a color under it. So those are in place. Those are ready to go. The tracks still work, thank goodness. So yeah, this entire section is really coming together, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, we'll do some work on that now. Hey Chris, how's it going? CP Whiskey Creek and N-Scale and Rail Artist, how's it going? Alrighty. Oh, and we've got a GO train flying through here. That's always fun. So once I get this top section done, there's going to be a lot more action. And yeah, I kind of was thinking about a few other things that I would love to do, but will I be able to do that? I don't know. So we're going to go back, and we're going to... I'm just going to move my drink. All right. What I think I should do is, I think I should turn off the trains while I'm doing it, because I will be using my static grass applicator, and that might be dangerous. So I'm just gonna kill that just for now. I just wanted to make sure that there was no power going to the tracks while I do this, because I mean, it seems like one of those not safe things. So, all right. I also had to stop by the craft store today. By craft store, I mean dollar store. And I picked up a bunch of glue, because glue's important. And hopefully you can see while I'm doing this. Oh, also I can show you this too, which is kind of neat as well. I'm starting to add stickers. I've got a Rapido one here and a Mini Prince one here. And then when we come over to this side, I've got another Mini Prince, a couple of Rapido, and an Intermountain. I hope at some point, if there are any streamers, any of my regulars, or anybody who just wants advertising for their channel, if you have any stickers, let me know. And I'd like to put them up on the layout here. That way I can show my support. Mark, the house across the street is up for sale, if you would like. And then we can make a little bridge going over, the street there. And I'm going to have another Swedish berry, too. Geez, the kids are loud. Hopefully you guys can't hear all that, because they're really noisy. So, what I want to do is just want to put a bit of glue just like this. Nothing too crazy. And I put my glue right over top of the pre-existing ballast because, or not ballast, flock. Do we call it flock? Greenery? Put it right over top of the current greenery. Anyways, yeah, so I put it right over top of that, and then from there, I just used the static grass applicator, and then boom. Now I should have made a pre-mix bottle of 50-50 glue and water. But unfortunately, my memory escaped me, and I didn't. So, there's that. Alright, and for this, as you guys know, I do use my Woodland Scenics Static King. And I'm just going to put it there for now, just to kind of... Alrighty. Did this really? Wow. Okay. Well, that's fun. When batteries die on you when you're just about to do a live. I think that's why the power cable for this thing is a better investment than using it through the battery operated way. Because if you do lives, just like this one, and you run out of power when you're first starting your stream, then that'll be disappointing. Now, where did I put that vacuum? Here we go. Note to self, get more batteries. There we go. Crisis averted. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot where I was. I was so focused on the trying to get the static to be static that this really wasn't working out. Alrighty. Thanks, Tim. You're always looking out. What a swell guy. And I'm going to move that down a bit more. And again, static grass, totally the way to go, guys. And I'm so happy that my battery works again. It's great. All right. Whoop. And the battery fell at the bottom. How does that... Okay, get in there and stay in there. No? Why not? Really? You really want to do this right now? Well, in most cases, this static grass thing is awesome. Okay, well, nuts to you. And I'll just keep going. All right. Yeah, see, like, that's how you, like, personally, I get most of my work done when I do live streams. Because, you know, I have something to do and something to show, so might as well, right? I'm just going to adjust this camera so we can look here. And you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, good. And then we'll go, bam. And this live's not brought to you by Monster, but it should be. Now, I am going to come back this way, and I'm going to do an entire section here. Now, I can't see what anybody's saying. But I will be back around in a minute. And this is just plain white glue. There's nothing special about this glue. I should let you know. Hey, Serna, how's it going? And Sparky, how's it going? And I'm not sure if I've already said hi to John2618, but hello. Again, we were going to be over on Tim's channel this week, but Tim is a little busy. So, no worries. Whoop, on that damn battery. That'll be the death of me. Oh my gosh, why don't you stand there now? Okay. Whoop. Just lost some grass. Okay, let's go back over here. One of my favorite investments, I think, to this date. The static grass applicator. Got it. All right. Now, this might get tricky because my laptop's in the way here. But shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, like I said, I put this glue right over top of this grass here. It will come through in certain areas depending on how thick or thin you put the static grass. So again, layering is like your best friend with this. And then obviously when that glue dries, it dries clear, so you're not worrying about that either. And for those who already have static grass applicators, I'm basically just preaching to the choir right now. So, you guys know. I'm just using a little bit of that rubbing alcohol. I don't want to use too much. I just want it to be a little saturated, not completely saturated. Yeah, it's pretty quick and easy. I dig it. So we're going to continue this right along here. I don't know how much you can see now, so I might have to switch camera angles. Honestly, yeah, it really is that easy. Now, you can always, just paint whatever section the under color, right? Like in most cases, brown or tan or whatever. Add all your other little things first, like mud and grit and all that stuff, and then come back and do the static grass. For these areas here, I'm not going to have any mud or anything. It's grass field. And then I can even put, bushes and whatnot over top of this if I really want to. I'll show you an example of that in a second. There's also different things that you can do with static grass. I'm sure you guys have seen that whole thing before where if you take like a metal cooking tray, let's say one that you don't use for cooking, and you put like a little thing like that, right? Like you put like a little blob of glue, maybe not that much, but you put like little blobs of glue, and then when you put the static grass over top of that, you can easily, once it dries, of course, remove the little tuft of grass from the actual cooking tray. I'll probably do a demonstration of that at some point, but I don't have a cooking tray handy right this moment to show you an example. But yeah, and then you just use other white glue just to glue that to wherever you need it. And you can create little tufts of grass. You put in a little bit of extra work, and it's way cheaper than buying pre-made tufts of grass. So there's that. So I'll turn it on. It's turned on right now. You can see that the light is lit up along here. Again, if you do get one of these from Woodland Scenics, you're looking at about $100 for one of these. But invest in the little power cable. It plugs into the wall so you have that consistent power. Where this, I'm just using battery power. Not as awesome, but it still does what you need it to do. It's just not as awesome as having a constant power. And you don't have to worry about, the battery falling out, which I don't know why it's doing that now. I don't know if this I think that piece might be broken. Well, that's nuts. What I'm going to do real quick, I'm just going to take the lid off, because that's your lid. And I've got a couple of colors here that I'm using specifically. There's also certain sizes that you can use. 2mm, 4mm, 7mm. And then there's, light green, dark green, burnt grass. I usually put a little bit of burnt grass in so that it's not one solid color. Put a little pinch of that in, and that's all you need, right? And then we put the lid back on. Find that lock in. There we go. I'm just going to give that a little shake so it mixes. For this one here, I don't know. I used it quite a bit with a good battery, and I don't feel like it died quickly, but who knows? I'm not sure what the actual life is on these batteries here and whatnot, but it is definitely a better idea to use the plug for sure. And I'm just going to show you real quick here. I don't know if you can pick that up or not, if you can see that. I will have a bit of a cleanup to do right along here. That's not a problem. You can totally see the difference here. Like flat and not so flat. But yeah. Wunderbar. House of Random and Mystic and Humanity City Junction, which we all know to be Heath. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining. Okay, so I've got to continue this around. That was the glue. I swear. Just need a tiny bit more glue. How does the back of my head look? Is it good? Good. Oh, see? I knew I was destined to knock that over. Okay, well, so be it. Do I have enough in there? Probably. Hopefully you guys can see this. Crisp brim? No. Now you're reaching. I just genuinely like how the static grass looks overall. It just gives it a much more realistic appearance. And I ran out. Gotta put a bit more in here. Tiny bit left to go. A tea strainer. Now I've heard everything. Okay, not everything, but. For the lengths that I'm using a mixture of 4mm burnt grass and 4mm just regular green. I think it's a green blend. That's the green blend there. It's yeah, 4mm. I don't want to do anything too crazy in this area because I mean it's not a well kept area, but also there's going to be, you know, a little bit of shrubbery in here as well. So nothing too overgrown anyways. How many hours a day or week do you estimate you work on your railroad? That's a good question because I mean, because I do work from home, I will sometimes utilize my 15-minute breaks to literally come out and do something on the layout. And that could be something like straightening some stuff up, so cleaning, maintenance, and stuff like that. Or I'll cut some foam, paint something that needs to be painted, stuff like that. So, there's that. Then there's the lives. There's so many lives. It's tough, right? Like, because this week, right, I'm doing the live tonight, which is, I don't know, typically an hour to, 2 hours. But there's sometimes that I'll do a 3 hour. And then Sundays, we do the brunch kit builds, which are typically an hour to 2 hours. So right there, you're looking at about 4 hours. But then there's a bunch of little times in between, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. At least on average, 15 minutes a day. That's all you need. Too much, and you get sick of looking at your layout. And if you, take long periods of time where you don't do anything, then you tend to forget about it, or, it's because you've lost interest or something like that. But I like to stay consistent. I can go a day or two without doing anything on the layout, or if I get stuck on one area, because you guys know I worked on this area here for a while, and I'm going to show you something for those who haven't seen it. So I'm going to turn off my lights. And I'm going to turn on my lights. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But yeah, this whole section lights up. And this is something that, I worked on for a really long time. And eventually, when you get to a certain part, you're just like, I want to do something else now. So then, you move to a different section on the layout, right? And you do something somewhere else. And then eventually you come back to it. So, but yeah, so the whole section lights up. You've got your little yard lights here, which light up. Oh, that one doesn't light up. Why don't you light up? Oh, wait, it does. It was just facing the other way. They're not perfect, but. So you got the building lights inside the building. Little things like this, and over the doors, and then there's stuff down there. So doing a little bit of everything helps, and switching up between what you're working on also keeps you motivated and keeps you wanting to work towards an end goal of some sort, whatever your end goal is. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. For depending on the scene, of course, right? Like a lot of this train stuff that, the running between towns and all that for O&R, it's like you're in the middle of nowhere, right? You're in the bush. There's no lights out there. But as soon as you hit a major industry like this, the whole thing lights up like a Christmas tree. All your dock doors and all the buildings have lights. There's usually lights over top of the doors for safety reasons, obviously. And there's a couple of places on my layout that are just like this. I've got my Beaver Lumber that's down here, which does something similar. I don't have lights like this, but I've got lights over top of the doors, and then I've got street lights because there's a road right beside it, and I've got little lights that light up the street. And then over in one of my yards, I have a whole bunch of these lights going right down to light up my entire yard, which is neat. And it wasn't super expensive, but, it helps. End goal, 5 levels. Oh, I don't know. That might be, I might be cutting into the second level of the house at that point. So, what is my end goal? I don't know. Have fun. Fun achieved. As far as an end goal, just having a functioning layout, being able to have friends come over and take a look and run trains and do operations, stuff like that. That's typically what the end goal is. To be able to share this hobby. And really, there is no end to that. So, I don't know. I try not to think too much. I just do. I think that if you think too much about something like that, you overthink it, and then it becomes complicated at that point. And it shouldn't be complicated. This is a fun hobby. It's meant to be enjoyed by everyone and anyone. And, just have fun with it. Until things get frustrating, of course. Because then you'll hear a different story at that point. Why doesn't this work? Or this should work? Or I'd really like it if this did this. Well, yeah, that'd be nice in a perfect world, but... The important thing is that you're having fun doing this. If you're not having fun doing it, then, that's kind of where things fizzle out. Don't worry about the $300 locomotives or the $400 locomotives. I've seen guys on YouTube with $10 locomotives and have just as much fun. Would I be personally happy with a locomotive that doesn't make sound? I mean, I have a couple. But I do like the sounds they make, so... But everyone's gonna see this hobby in a different way, and I've often said it, and that's what makes this hobby so great. Because it's kind of like a song, You'll hear a song. Everyone will hear the same song, but they interpret it differently. They interpret it in their own way. We do need more of this ballast. Sorry if I'm missing any questions. Heath, but you can't take it with you. Do I have a ballast vacuum? I've got my Woodland Scenics vacuum, which picks up ballast. If that's what you mean, then yes. But do I have a specific vacuum with the the little sock on the end that some guys do? No. Oh, you got the TRA F59PH? That's awesome. Oh, and you have two of them too. Yeah, they do look good running in pairs, so. Mo layout, mo problems. So, with this ballast that I'm putting down here, this is another one of my concoctions. And, I mean, it's just for the yard here, you know? It's not the same as this. This is something different. So, I do have some of the medium brown, fine brown, fine gray, and then there's a little bit of black in there as well. And I think there was something else. Shoot, can't remember. It was like more than a week ago, so I don't remember. But, yeah. Coming up with crazy ballast concoctions is fun too. That should be its own hobby. Now, I don't need to put like a thick layer of ballast here. It just has to, you know, flow and fill in the area. I don't really have high expectations with this as long as it looks okay. And I can even show you. Yeah, here we go. Because these high cube cars are the ones that will service this industry. Looks cool. I dig it anyway. I don't think I'm going to go any further than that because I still have to do some work here, but either or. I wonder if you can actually see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you can see. The old Athearn release, I had acquired 2 sets of Bombardier cars, so it was just a matter of waiting. Yeah, I mean, like, I've had over 25 of the Athearn bi-level cars, And even after changing out all the couplers to KDs, they were still really bad. That's just my opinion. Especially after running the Rapido ones, like side by side. If you take away just like everything except for functionality, because I believe that functionality with locomotives and cars are the biggest thing. If it does not function properly, if it does not get from point A to point B, then there's really no point in having it, right? Otherwise, it's just a pretty thing that's sitting on your shelf. So with those cars, they're ridiculously heavy, which not great. That's the biggest part of it. But yeah, the couplers and the coupler system that they used wasn't the greatest, I find. I still have one. I've traded out all of mine for the Walthers, the Rapido ones, but I still have one. And I think I did a locomotive pulling 6 cars, and it was great. As soon as I added the Athearn, it bogged the whole thing down. So I replaced it with another Rapido, and it was totally fine. It's like you add one Athearn, and it's the equivalent to like 5. But that's just my experience with it. Experiences may vary, so. I think that's what it said in the commercial. Where's my other brush? I like the other brush better. Like sometimes I use the fan brush, but the harder tip brush here just really pushes everything in a better direction. This area is really filling out. All right. Let's see. Split Rock, what operation system do you want to use? I'm not at the operations part yet, but I do want to do like a very rough like car card system where, you know, I'll have cars here and I'll have cars in a yard, and you come and you bring the full cars, you take away the empties, and that'll be the mainline operation. Then you'll have guys that work certain yards specifically, let's say like this one, and they'll be switching out cars here, getting the cars ready for the train to come take them away. Stuff like that. And I'll have a couple of major industries that I can switch that between. So there's, you know, the paper mill, I have an ethanol plant, lumber mill, scrap yard, other. And then, of course, passenger. I've got a passenger service as well that will utilize the main line. And for a lot of these key points, for example, this one's a really good one here. I don't know if you guys, oh, you guys can see. Okay, cool. So main line, this is main line coming in here. And it splits between this track and this track here. So you can see these two tracks. Technically, if you're coming this way, you'll want right hand running. So you would switch over to this one. Also, if somebody is working this yard here and you need to come out onto the main, then it's bypassing it anyways. Or if you are working here on this main, you can throw the switch on the other side and have the train come this way, opposed to coming this way needing to stop. So I can have trains running in both directions because I do have the sidings for them to pull into and whatnot, or switch between. So yeah, there's a lot of areas like that, but I'm still working out the kinks. I don't have any car cards yet. So, you know, one thing at a time, right? Canadian Smarties, are they different? I don't know. I like M&Ms. Yep. Well, the M&M peanut ones anyways. Oh, and the M&M pretzel as well. Those are pretty good. And a cat pet break because Z decided she wants attention. I don't know where Alexis went to. She's probably sleeping in her chair, but usually she's running around here yelling at me, so. But yeah. It takes a long time to do this stuff. Even getting to this point where I'm putting ballast down, like going back and looking, like I've got a piece of wood that's probably about yay wide that goes right around here, and that's raised up. Then I have a flat piece of foam that goes from here to the backdrop here just to support this section, and that's raised up by pieces of foam. So here you're on foam, but here you're on wood. And the transition between the two ends up down there. So it's kind of crazy how it all comes together. Prime example is the top. Like this is all wood up here. That's flat wood. And that's just the topper for this, you know, the base, if you will. Got my Woodland Scenics risers going around the outside. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to raise up foam about 4 inches up off of this wood here. So, yeah, I'll probably use a 2-inch thick piece of foam with a 2-inch riser underneath just to lift it up. And that's going to serve as a base for the top level for the ethanol. So that's kind of the plan there with that. Ooh, another good one. As far because I'm still thinking about what Heath said about what is my end goal or end game, you know, thing that I want to do with the layout. And it's like, I just want to get this done before I have to move. And then it all has to come down. No, but seriously though, like, yeah, because it takes so long to build, this kind of size of layout, it's like, I just want to, be able to build it and utilize it. And then try a bunch of different things, Try things that I've never done before, like water. I'm almost ready to do water on the other side here. And I've never done water before. So that'll be fun. And if I do it and it turns out well, great. If not, then it's a learning thing for the next one, for the next layout. Because it doesn't matter how many layouts you make, as long as you're learning something new with each one, Take what you've learned from the last one or last two or however many you've made, and then try to work on it, improve on it. Because I can make 50 layouts and learn nothing. So just practice those skills, see what works, try out different things. And there's all these different little things that are always coming out that you can try. Like, I don't know, different tools and such. I've got the little ballast thing. Where is it? I don't know where I put it, but the little hopper that you put the ballast in and you run along the track. When I had seen, I can't even remember where I had seen that, but I had seen it somewhere and I'm like, I gotta try that. And now it's one of my favorite tools to use when building a layout or doing ballast, I should say, specifically. Because it really does work and it really helps. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go further than that because I got a lot to do on this half, so I'm going to just finish up this part here. I also don't want it to look super flat as well because it's just a ballast yard, so for industry. I can't wait to show you guys though the the work that Bubs has been doing for the whatchamacallit, the ethanol plant, what his plan is for that. Because it looks really good so far. He was showing me today. Hey Bernard, how's it going? Hopefully you guys caught Bernard's live last night as well. He has posted the streamers up on the YouTube, or not YouTube, but the miniprints.ca / mini something, mini, what are they called? Mini streamers? And you can buy mini Heaths, mini Sparkies, mini Plumbers. Plumbers on a skateboard too, which is pretty cool. I did have some people ask me where the mini Chris is. And what I can tell you for now is that there is a mini Chris, but he's not available yet. We're still working on that, so I will let you know as soon as that becomes available, or as soon as I become available in mini. And of course the price and all that stuff. Neat. Neat. Yeah, mini-me's. That's right. Thank you for posting the link. Or, he's going to post a link. I thought you said he did post a link. So I misread that. Is this the glue? Yes. Beasts? I would do it if I wasn't, using my neat camera thingy, because I can't really add to the chat right now, unfortunately. But one of you guys will post the link there. Or if Bernard is still there in the chat, Bernard, if you can post the Mini-Me link. For all the guys. Because that's live now, so that's cool. It was lots of fun getting scanned. For any of those who haven't been scanned yet, it's really neat. It's neat how Bernard does that. When Otter Valley had the manufacturer open house, obviously I was there. And Bernard was offering the 3D printed, well, to be 3D printed. How's the rash? Did the lotion work? I don't know if I don't know if he's just telling a joke or what. From the shrinking? Is it from the minimizing? I think for in here, I want to go a little bit longer. So I'm going to go a little bit more overgrown in this area here because it's just by the trucks that will be coming in. I'm going to add some dead stuff to it too because it's still a good 4 inches compared to the 7-inch overgrown stuff, but either way, having a good mixture will make it look neat. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate that. And also for the kind words as well. I'm going to do some overgrown stuff now. Let's give that a shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. With this one here, because they are longer pieces, you kind of have to do it slower. I'm just going to come back this way a bit. This battery thing is annoying me. The battery just keeps falling out. I'm gonna have to like tape it or something now, and then just retape it every time I re-add a battery. Oh, Tim's out. Have a good night, Tim. Doesn't look like I did much. I mean, I did add another like 1.5 to 2 feet of ballast, which is good. It's a good thing. And I did, you know, the grass, the static grass, which not too shabby. I mean, not amazing, but you know, I'm not pro or anything. But it's fun, and it's fuzzy. I like how fuzzy it is. You can come by when it's dry, go like this, and it's like, that's so fuzzy. Yeah, because it's static. So. Whoops. My candy's getting in the way. So I totally did not mix up my 50-50 water and glue, so that kind of puts a damper on that, which, you know, it happens. What I could do is I can always remove this battery and put it back in my vacuum and clean off this track here. I'm working off of one battery right now. And you know, I was at the store earlier and I'm like, not even think I'm getting glue and paint and all that stuff, but I don't think to get batteries. That's me in a nutshell. You know, the just in case. Do I have a little container that I can put that in? Because that is all gross. Oh, I know. I did have a container here somewhere. What? All right. Oh, yeah. That's my vacuum. Now you're cooking with propane. Oh, look. And because, you know, for those... Hold on a second. Let's see if I can... Because, you know, you vacuum in the dark, right? You know, I'm sure people are laughing because it's like, Chris, it's the most pointless vacuum. Not even. There's no hose with this. I didn't have to pull out the big, you know, hose. And it made quick work of it. Is it like, you know, amazing? Eh. Maybe. But another good thing is that it's not like super powered suction where it's going to, you know, pull up my ballast and all this other stuff. No, it's just going to pull up the loose bits of furry here. And then I'm just going to show you. See? And then that can go back into the hopper, probably. You don't need to go through your wife's pantyhose and whatnot. You can just get one of these. It's the small vacuums that matter, right? Bernard, did you get your tripod yet? Your laptop tripod. I can actually while you're there, I don't know if you got yours yet, but Amazon's usually pretty quick. I got mine really quick, actually, like within 24 to 48 hours. Where's my camera? So this is my laptop tripod here. Now that's as high as it can go, which is basically my second level, or me standing, you know, at it, you know, because I'm not that tall. And then it comes with this nice little attachment arm, which is great, because then I can hold my cell phone, which I use to control my cameras. So I always know where it is, and I don't set it down somewhere and all that. I didn't like the tray that it came with. There's like a little mouse pad tray. Yeah, I've got a mouse on here, so I didn't need it. So there's that. But yeah. Oh, you got yours. Yeah. Right? I mean, for $50, you can't go wrong. And I've got 1,000,001 uses for this thing, because typically I would have a table that I would set up, and the table was very flimsy. It sucks. And then setting that up and taking it down every single time, terrible, and it takes up so much room. I mean, you guys have seen, I mean, for those who've actually been here, I don't have a lot of room to work with for the most part, because it's mostly layout. So Tether Tools. I can't say I've ever heard of Tether Tools. I don't know. Is it wobbly? Like the laptop part up at the top, it does wiggle a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Oh, Heath likes the Helix. Yeah, well, truth be told, like I painted the, you know, like I'll put down the cork. There's cork under this track here. I put down the cork and then I paint it black on top, paint the sides. You can't see the 2x4s except for the metal because I painted them black. And then this back here is just Bristol board. And I hot glued it on the inside just to, you know, it's plain black, right? Plain black Bristol board. And it hides the gross inside of the layout. So, yeah, it works. Post the link. I have you on Facebook. I will send it via Messenger to you because I have the link is on my phone. So I can't leave my application at the moment. That's not a real link. It was on Amazon. I think it was in Canadian dollars. It was typically $60, but there was for some reason a $10 coupon, and yes, I called it a coupon. So it was $50 or 50, yeah, something like that, $50. And yeah, and it was free shipping. I think I had Prime or something, or free trial of Prime. Let's see if I can get these trains going again, because I think that area there is at its most that I can do right now without going and mixing glue and water. So let's run these trains by here, and I'm going to kind of tidy that up. Also, while I have you, so this past Sunday we started the build series on the Sunday brunch kit builds for the hobby shop, and I think I have. Yep, my hobby shop is out here, so I'm just going to show you. We're going to go in this way. Sorry for the shaky camera. Look at this mess. This is what happens. I do a live and, this whole place goes to hell. So, but anyways, this is kind of what I'm working with right here. And that's the hobby shop I've started, but we work on it every Sunday. So this Sunday, we're going to be going again. And we're going to do work on it every Sunday until we're all done. Basically. But yeah, there was a few guys that came by for that, and we all had a blast. We all got to hang out and talk shop, and fun. And Wigwag did his first live. It was his very first live, so hats off to him for that. So we've got a train going down there, and it's making its way down the helix all the way to the bottom level, and we do have a train on the bottom level that's circling currently as I clean up my mess. Because I did make a mess. So watch that go around. Where does this go? I'm going to have a starburst. Hopefully everybody had a good Halloween. I was so tired after taking my kids out. All that walking and exercise. It's crazy. And because I have 2 kids, it was like twice the amount of candy that we got. So it was like 4 bags full. Mark wants to know if we judge the results. No, we're just going to judge you live on air. But you have to show up. We'll judge you for not joining. Nah, I'm just joking. It's fun though. And we'll do another one probably early next year, I'm assuming. Let's get through Christmas first, yeah? There's another project that I'm going to work on real soon, and I'm going to show you here. Ouch. So I have to get down here to the bottom level. So, we've got this large retaining wall. It starts right about there. And it wraps all the way around here. Now, I do have a little bit of work left to do down in here in this area. But what I plan to do is graffiti all the way around. It's like a 9-foot long retaining wall. But I'm going to do graffiti all the way around of different YouTubers. You know, just little, their handles or whatever. But it's going to be in the form of graffiti. So that should be fun. That's a fun project that I'm looking forward to doing. Basically, to prepare for that, I'm making a list of names. And then I'm going to draw like a rough sketch of what I plan to do and how big of an area I need to cover. And then from there, it'll basically be me drawing it on the retaining wall and then painting it on. Which, you know, could be good or bad. I don't know. Depends on how that turns out. Oh, here comes the train again. Put my candy on my laptop here so I don't lose that. This isn't even all my grain cars either. I've got a whole bunch that I've weathered. I still have to weather all these, technically. So, I'm going to be working on that for a while as well. with these glue bottles. It's that time of night where you just put on a couple of trains and you just chill out, you know. I don't even have the sounds. I have the lights on the trains right now, but I just have a couple of the trains running around right now, and it's fun just to watch them going around, and it's what I like to do anyways. That's why I need a full loop, right? If it was just point to point, I feel like I have to, pay attention to it all the time, right? So with this here, at least I can put on a train and it can do its thing, and I can just sit back and listen to it and just enjoy it. I should have the rest of this backdrop as well within the next month or two. I have to order it, so it'll take a little bit to get here. But in general, it should show up within the next couple of months. How come we've never done a live like that, Mark? Where you make cookies and I make cookies, but I make your cookies and you try to cook my cookies recipe, something. I prefer brownies, but all right, Bernard, you have yourself a good night. I'm gonna reach out to you over the weekend there about minis, ironically enough, and we'll talk some more. Appreciate you coming out. Hopefully the kids get well soon. We'll have to make them train related. Like train related cookies? Done. Train related brownies? Not going to be as easy to render. But I'm sure if we get a cookie cutter that's in the shape of a train, you can always make brownies, I think, in the shape of a train? I don't know. Yeah, they're so small, right? They're like those like little bitty cookies. You can't, you have to eat like 50 of those in order to, enjoy one actual size cookie. What I like are the cookies that are like the shape of a pizza or the size of a pizza. Then I'm invested. I'm like sold. I will take 2 of your biggest cookies. All right, James, you have yourself a great night. Thanks for coming out. Catch James and Mike, Trackside Mike, every Monday night at 7 o'clock. They go live. So always a great time with them. Boxcar brownies. That sounds like an awesome idea. That's why I like having Perry over, because whenever Perry comes over, for some reason he always brings baked goods. Like, I think last Christmas, or no, last Remembrance Day, I think it was, he came over and he brought sugar cookies. Yeah, they were legit. Those sugar cookies were legit. I also can't wait to add a train station. My plan is to add a train station right above the Helix. And I think it'll have about 7 tracks. I think that's what I got to, was 7 tracks. And yeah, should be neat. And that'll act as storage for a lot of my passenger equipment. So it's not out on the layout, or, for the ones that I do put on the wall. There's a lot more on the way, especially with Rapido announcing the Bud cars and whatnot. And I plan on getting 2 trains worth of Bud cars. So it will be nice to have some on the wall and then some ready on the layout. That I can just pull out and use right from the station. Because obviously I'm not going to put everything on my wall, but... Oh, it's all good. House of I don't know your real name, House of Random. I'm going to admit that. Railfan Man, who is another YouTuber. He's also part of the GVO crew. Shout out Railfan Man. He did a I wouldn't say much smaller, but he did a smaller version of what I did. And I think he went over 2%. I think his might be 3%. And his is more of I think a 5x5, and mine's a 6x6. So, yeah, have at it. It worked. I've often said that if I just had this Helix as my layout, I would have a flawless layout, because the Helix works better than most of the rest of my layout. It's very smooth, consistent, no shorts, no nothing. It turned out a lot better than what I thought it was going to turn out. And with the fact that I haven't had to go back and fix it, or, take half of it apart and then rebuild it. No, I just, I did one level at a time. Test. Go up another level. Test. and you just got to keep the consistency and make sure your measurements are great. Measure twice, cut once. You know how that is. And as far as wiring, I literally have a set of wires on each track, one place going right up the back. You can't even see where I have it all wired up. Obviously, because the inside is covered up, but as far as, well, I mean, CP368 says that he wants to do one like this as well, but it's cheaper than the threaded rod. That I don't know. I don't know as far as pricing wise, but well, maybe I can. Can I give you the tour of the inside of this? Where did my other camera go? Oh, here it is. Let's do an inside look, shall we? Let's do an inside look. So, okay, so I built the base. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm sure that you can probably tell. I'm proud of my Helix, but yeah. So I'm just gonna slow this one down because it is kind of catching up to the other one. So this is what the inside of it looks like. I'm gonna see if I can just do one of these, just so you can kind of see. Can I see that? So yeah, you can see my wiring there. I've got a couple of terminal strips, and I have them all wired together, and then literally every set of track going right down, all feed into those, and then those power into or go into the power of my my main bus. It is kind of messy on the inside, but it is what it is. Yeah, this is that bonus track that everybody keeps asking for. But yeah. But everybody knows that the bonus track isn't as good as the main tracks on the album, so that's why this is super short. So, yeah, there you go. There's the inside look of it. Nothing crazy, right? It is what it is. And you can see I've got a module up here, so that's going to be raised up a little bit to coincide with these. These are the main studs going around here holding everything up. And yeah, so I'm going to have a flat piece there. And my Helix, so you can see that there's a square that I can kind of stand in, that I go in, then I can stand there. It's also where I store all my boxes as well. It's my little storage area. And the station itself is going to go from like over there, like that, like right above where the wiring is, over to like here. And then that way. But the station itself is going to be right at the front, and then the tracks are going to just come like this, and they're going to go into there. So, yeah, that's basically how that is going to work for the most part. A dispatcher could sit in there, technically. I was originally going to put a desk, somewhat of a desk in there, and because you know, you can put a chair in there. In fact, before I started building the Helix part and I just had the bench work, I had my whole desk in there and I was working from home inside my Helix. Unfortunately, that got, cumbersome. And also I wanted to start building my actual Helix. So I had to kind of, take my desk out and start building. So, but yeah, it was quite the build. Very scared. I was, I've never done something like this before, and I'm probably gonna mess it up, and do those things that scare you, do those things that you didn't think that you could do, and then now I could probably, would I do another one? I could do another one. Would I do another one again, though? It's, probably, if I have to. I would like to avoid doing multi-level if I have to, or if I could. I would love to not do all these levels again. I'm just gonna go up a little bit. What a mess, though. It's true. If you do it correctly the first time, then it definitely is worth it. I just got extremely lucky with it because I'd never done one before, and I kind of half knew what I was getting into. So, Now this yard here that you're looking at, well, it's like a maintenance area. I'm going to redo that section. Somehow. I'm gonna do something with it. I don't know what. And I'm referring to the bottom level. Hey Randall, how's it going? But you can see that my downtown is kind of coming together there. And I'm going to have to go back and remove these buildings. I mean, they are removable already. But I'm going to go and I'm going to remove them, and then I'm going to finish the track work and whatnot behind it. The tracks are down, but I want to make sure that all the whatchamacallits are in. The sleepers? Yeah. Fill in all those gaps, and then really put the work into the station here. And everything's going to light up as well on this second level as well. I've got some stuff set up there to add lights, but of course I need to figure out these buildings and get that all sorted. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that as well. All right, Chris, thanks for joining. Really appreciate you coming out tonight. And congrats again on your work that you did with the mini prints as well. That one was awesome. With the ghost and the track and the trees, the dead trees. It's awesome. See, I like the idea of the train running behind the buildings, as you can see there. And then just set up a whole city scene right in front. Don't really have much interaction with the train behind the city, which I'm okay with, because I wouldn't want people reaching over that. And the switches that are in that area there are accessible by hand, so. Thanks, Mark. I've been working on placement of camera just to see what works. I run trains on Wednesdays for about an hour or so. Take requests and whatnot. But I haven't in the past couple of weeks, just due to being really busy. So it happens. It gets in the way. Life gets in the way for sure. But getting there with everything. So, but oh yeah, with the cameras, I've been trying a bunch of different views just to see what works. I've got 3 cameras, and I usually like to keep one accessible to me. But then that means I'm less one camera. But that also means I have a camera that I can walk around with and kind of show as it is, if there's ever anything that I do need to show on the top level, right? But, it is what it is. And we can't all be as crazy as Mike and start punching holes through the wall there. I envy that because, there's the way this basement was made, and I've had this conversation with my wife a lot. Like the workshop that's right beside it's just off the main hallway here, right behind me, and there's no need for it. And if the walls weren't there and the workshop wasn't there, I would have so much more space for activities. But, train running. I don't think I would have to do 3 levels if that was the case. It's only drywall. It's funny because no one ever really comes down here. So even my wife, she'll come down, but she doesn't really look around. And then, even if I did do something like that, I feel like she's way too quick. She would be like, that hole wasn't there yesterday. What are you doing? Nothing. If I had $1 for every time Bubs recommended that I put a hole in the wall here to continue on with the train into the other room. Now, I just got to finish the top part of the layout here. This will be pretty sweet, right? I think so. Oh, it's definitely something. I'm not sure what's squeaking, but... Yeah, actually, because it is 10 o'clock, I am going to end the stream as well. I did want to just, give it a couple hours, because... Tim usually goes for quite the, amount of time, so I wanted to make sure I was, following in some decent footsteps there with the lives. So... I really appreciate everybody coming out today and hanging out. We will be over on Tim's channel next week. They make it like that. And then, of course, the following week, Mark, M&M Rails, will be over on his channel for Third Rail Thursday. This Sunday, again, part 2 of the Walther's kit build series, the group build. If anybody missed out this past Sunday, come join us this Sunday and come hang out. If you do have one of the kits, you can build along with us, or just join in the good conversation. Next month, because we are in November right now, next month is Christmas. That's right, Christmas. And we will have some giveaways for Christmas, as always, when we do our Christmas show. Looking forward to that. My favorite time of year. And we will see you guys real soon. Have yourselves a great night. Stay safe. And only one more sleep until the weekend. Have a good night, guys.